Grand Rising, what's up? How y'all doing? Thank y'all for coming again, Divine Ones. This is your girl, Goddess Elizabeth, like y'all know, and this is another episode of Goddess Without Any Filter. Goddess with no filter, should I say. But I'm here today to do a recap on some of my TikToks and some other TikToks that I've came across that's making these statements and trying to understand deeply what is this fog that we have going on. I have a few other things that I found also that I'm going to tie into this to try to make it all make sense for us. So if you have the patience and you have the time and you have the curiosity because inquiring minds want to know, please stay tuned. Got some things for you.
So you need to tell me that this sandstorm is coming from Africa and is about to hit Florida. Bro, if you don't get the fuck out of here with this bullshit right here, bro, this shit kind of looked like New York a few days ago. Like, it kind of looked like New York a few weeks back when all this fucking shit was going on with this fog and shit. Man, these people experimenting, y'all. Don't let them fool you with this sandstorm bullshit.
Okay, so everybody's talking about the fog everywhere. This is the current situation where I live. And the smell of it is, I can't even stand outside.
I know some of y'all might be like, this girl be reaching. Say what you want to say. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. But I'd rather reach than not reach at all. You feel me? I'd rather reach beyond than to stay in the unknown. I'd rather put two and two together and realize that bitch make five. You feel me? So
light-colored dust particles raining down on them in the middle of the night. They're not sure what it is, but claim it has a pungent smell and is making people sick. Paul Murphy joins us from Rex Drive in River Ridge, where one man has chronicled the problem on video. Paul?
There, Natalie, this is Rex Drive, just off of Jefferson Highway in River Ridge. We're about a block from the Mississippi, and neighbors here point to a barge loading operation on the river as a possible source for mysterious particles in the air. It may look like snow, but it's not. The video shows large particles in the air blanketing Rex Drive in River Ridge. Kelly Knowles shot the video from his drone.
now please tell me I'm reaching. Tell me I'm reaching. Please.
Worst amount of dust particles I ever seen in my life. I actually physically got sick that morning, and the next day I had congestion, my nose was running, eyes burning.
Knowles has been shooting videos like this since May. He points to a midstream barge operation on the Mississippi River not far from his house as a possible source of the flying particulate. You can see cranes on the river at the end of his street. They're used to load it.
We can't get any answers from anybody about what type of cargo they're loading.
River Ridge neighbor Anna Scully called the mystery dust very scary.
My husband is not well. I don't need this aggravation and danger in my backyard. We're very, very concerned.
Concern over the barge activity comes at a time when Jefferson Parish is already under fire for foul-smelling fumes escaping from the parish landfill in Wagaman. JP Councilman Paul Johnston is pushing state and federal authorities to investigate neighbors' concerns on the river.
When you got snow-like objects coming in the air, coming from somewhere on the river, I'm not sure if it's coming from the barges or from the boats or whatever, but something's going on in the area.
As we speak and as we stand right now, we're breathing in these dust particles.
One thing for certain, two things for sure. I ain't reaching.
Tell us that the dust particles appear to be worse when the wind is out of the west, and they say there are many mornings when they have to come out and dust the stuff off their vehicles. We're live in River Ridge. Paul Murphy, Eyewitness News.
Really powerful.
It's
really strangely foggy in Southwest Florida. I want you to see what happens. This is not fog. Let me zoom out real quick. This is in Southwest Florida. It's not snowing here, folks. It's not raining at all. You can see my feet are dry. There is no water on this pavement or grass. Okay? Dry. And it is basically snowing out here with this fog. This is not normal.
But before we talk about the threat for winter storms in January, I do want to talk more about these big Arctic blasts that'll be coming to the country in the first couple of weeks of January. So beginning with early January, the 1st and the 2nd, we are going to get a shot of cold air for much of the northern plains back into the southeast. This will basically bring many areas to around or just below average temperatures in the first few days of January. Our first shot, though, of Arctic air will likely come sometime by next weekend, so around January 4th or 5th, across areas like the Midwest and back into the Ohio Valley and Northeast. This one is more certain at this point to happen. What becomes a little bit less certain is what happens beyond this, right around the 7th and 8th of January. Right now, the GFS model is indicating that we are going to get a large plume of Arctic air across much of the Midwest and the Great Plains, which would lead to well below average temperatures in many areas and would set up the potential for some sort of winter storm event, maybe in the Ohio Valley or the Northeast. Here's where things also get even more uncertain, is as we go closer to the January 10th to 12th time frame, because the GFS model indicates that we are going to get even larger and more severe Arctic blasts, potentially even in cases historic type weather in terms of very below average temperatures that could even be record breaking at times.
Noodle nanotissue years ago. Mine's different. It's built to send, to transmit, whereas every other nanocell that I put out there, including the ones in your head, Cable, designed to receive. I think it, and you do it. We're talking every Slayer, everyone in society, see, provided they're within range of my transmitters. You're thinking small, Cable, but not as small as me. See, nanocells are real small. 1,000 times smaller than these dust particulates. You inhale it, they go to work, replicating, spreading like a virus, multiplying in exponentials. 6 months' time, I could have 100 million people converted. Not one would be the wiser. 100 million people who buy what I want them to buy and vote how I want them to vote. Do pretty much damn well anything I figure they ought to do.
What's going on TikTok? So, those of you who are familiar with me, y'all know I'm gonna run it up, right? So, remember I've been telling y'all that they're aiming towards having a non-organic world. Remember that download I gave to y'all that was given to me from Asteroid, right? About the goddess Esther, about them bringing in this very slowly but surely. If you don't, you can go back. It's in my videos. You can watch it there. But they're ushering in a non-organic world a lot faster than I thought. And I'm going to play a video for you guys so that you can get a different understanding and perspective of the way that they're thinking and why they are, or why they have been speeding up time. Yeah. This is why they've been speeding up time. First they sped up time. Then they had 5G. Then they had the coronavirus. Then they had the jab with the mRNA. They're speeding up time for this. One moment.
Human is accelerating faster and faster and faster. The point is that we are learning to replace organic parts. We may have attempted this 50 years ago or 100 years ago, but never as determinedly as we are doing today, where you have millions and millions of people walking with parts other than their original. Why not take this a step farther? Why not begin thinking of creating new bodies, backup bodies?
So y'all know I'm ready to go in with the updated download that I have been given from Asteroid and Astar. But before I go into that, You heard what the man said, right? You heard it from the horse's mouth. The way that they're thinking, the thought process behind this movement, and the fact that they've already created this. I was on Omegle the other day, and I was talking to a computer engineer from India. He was in India, and he was asking me questions about why wouldn't I want my consciousness to be uploaded into a software, or a deceased one before they die, to put their consciousness into some software, into a robotic, so I can have access to them at all times. That is so non-organic. And that is the future that we in our generations are going to. It has nothing to do with race. Control the mind, control the body. I can go deeper because I got some messages, but please like, follow, and share. Comment.
The Air Force is on record as saying, quote, they want to control the weather by 2025, and we are not talking about just seeding the clouds for rain. Weather modification means, quote, any activity performed with the intention of producing artificial changes in the composition, behavior, or dynamics of the atmosphere, unquote. And as of April this year, there are more than 150 different weather modification programs around the world. Since about 2000, the Department of Defense and the Department of Energy have been spraying the entire United States sky with a toxic brew of chemicals and other biologic agents. Just want to show you something. We have two different kinds of trails in the sky right now. One are called contrails. How many of you know what contrails are? Contrails would have been around from the ends of planes since World War II. These are very, very short exhaust trails that usually evaporate within a few minutes. You just look up at the sky and you'll just see a jet, sometimes with 4 trails, but it evaporates pretty quickly. How many of you know what chemtrails are? Nobody. The military and some commercial planes are spraying us with what are called chemtrails. I want you to look at and oftentimes before there's a weather front, there are heavy assaults from these planes just before a weather front is changed and comes in. Military and some commercial jets have been fitted with huge barrels of at least 49 different kinds of documented chemical poisons. Among other documented ingredients in this toxic man-made clouds are pathogenic molds, fungi, weaponized viruses, and made in some places like the secret site at Fort Detrick, Maryland, which is supposed to be a cancer site. But there are a number of scholars and professors tracking this that have big questions about this. Barium and nanoalumin particles. What do these do to the human body? Barium is an alkaline earth mineral. It was discovered in 1774. At low doses, it can act as a muscle stimulant. At high doses, it detrimentally affects the heart and the nervous system. Barium is toxic to all mammals, and that means not just humans. Aluminum, which is the most abundant metal in the Earth's crust, is known to diminish kidney function and destroy brain cells and cognitive function. Just think about it. Just between the aluminum and the mercury that we're breathing all the time, we've got already a serious issue about brain function and cognitive function. There is also documented evidence that the aluminum in chemtrails is released as nanoparticles, and that when they reach the Earth environment for wildlife, in lakes and streams, it's causing serious problems with wildlife there. Researchers are also finding that nanoparticles interfere with the growth of plants. Nanotechnology is totally unregulated. Just this past month, a new research report came out showing and documenting for the first time that these nanoparticles actually go through the skin. Well, if you breathe them, whether they go through the skin or whether you're inhaling them, it's still a problem, a serious problem.
This excerpt is brought to you by the Massachusetts School of Law.
What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing today? As y'all can tell, it's me, Goddess Elizabeth. I'm outside today here in Atlanta. It's cloudy, so I know this is going to be a dark video, and I do apologize for that. But I just wanted to come on to make a quick video while I'm outside, enjoying this weather, and I want to talk about everyone getting ready to celebrate this new year. I know that there's things that we cannot change in this world. You know, people are going to do what they want to do. People are going to celebrate what they want to celebrate, but people are going to complain at the same time about the things that's going on. But when you start to think about things the way I think about it, you complain about things, but you play right into the games. A lot of people don't know that Atlanta is getting ready to get hit by a severe storm, snowstorm. And most people sleep on stuff and they forget about it because, you know, some stuff when it's out of sight, it's out of mind, people forget about it. But I can't forget about what I've learned so far and what I've heard so far. And one of the main things I'm talking about right now is the United States desire, trying to get my part set up right, the United States desire to control the weather in 2025. People have, and I'm going to say a lot of people are waking up to realize that the earth will tell you when to celebrate the new year, but most people will celebrate New Year in the dead of winter. The dead of winter. And it's these traditions that have gone on so long and have made these corporations and these holidays so special. This energy that you are putting out into this day, you know, everybody went around making their New Year's resolutions, what they will do, what they won't do. The reason they really never work because you're planning it in the wrong year. You're planning it in the wrong season. This is the time in the winter where you plan, not plant. You plan what you want to plant for the new year. When the springtime comes, 2 weeks before the springtime actually hit, before the spring equinox, that's when you begin to plant your seeds. But during this black moon that we just had here on the 30th, which was yesterday, this was a alternative to waiting to plant around that time because we're putting things into the void, into the ethers. So I'm out here today with my shaman rattle, and I'm just channeling some of these energies, doing a little bit of earth work, and allowing myself to be adapting to the change that's taking place right now. So this is all about renewal, release, death, resurrection. 2025 is going to be a year that most people will not believe when it happens. All of the events that are taking place right now beneath the surface. The United States are doing a lot of things that people aren't preparing for. But the one thing that I'm keeping my focus on are the changes, and especially with this snow. People talking about this fog, this snow. Must I remind you where this comes from? Do you even know? Is it something that was even broadcasted to you? If not, let me remind you. Right here.
Mark dust, and the new technology may soon make it possible to keep track of anything, anywhere, including you.
Smart dust originated with Darker back in the 90s. This powder-sized chip is something called the Mu chip from Hitachi. It's the smallest commercially available RFID system in the world. You can literally scatter this stuff like dust or embed it into a sheet of paper. It doesn't require a battery. Flecks of computing power settling on your skin, ingested, monitoring you inside and out.
The nanoparticles are designed to go under the radar of the immune system, and so they are undetected in the body.
We have computing everywhere, we have connectivity everywhere, we have infrastructure that can compute those with new capabilities like AI.
If you have enough data, and you have enough computing power, you can understand people better than they understand themselves, and then you can manipulate them in ways which were previously impossible.
Transhumanism is a growing movement that aims to use technology to modify our bodies, sometimes in radical ways to make them stronger, faster, and better.
I'm allowing myself to be myself. And I'm speaking on things that draw my attention. We're entering into the year of the snake. Rattle. Change. Redirection. Okay? And for some of us, it may not be pleasant, but for others, it's going to be something that you could never expect. So what I'm really trying to say is 2025, and if you did the right thing under this black moon yesterday, 2025 will be a year of be careful what you ask for, because you just may get it. 2025 will be a year of, oh my God, I could have never imagined it to be so good. 2025 could be a year of, damn, I wish I would have listened to her when she said so-and-so. 2025 could be a year of, if I would have known this last year, I would not have gotten into it. It's all about change, death, renewal, revisitation, reconsidering, reflections. It's all about redoing things for a new you to come forth. So if there's any snakes on this page, you know, if you're born in 1977, 1941, if you're a wood snake, time to wake up. If you're a fire snake, time to wake up. If you're a water snake, time to wake up. If you're a wood, if you're an earth snake, time to wake up. If you're a metal snake, time to wake up. Time to wake up. Roosters, y'all gonna have a good year too. Dragons, y'all gonna have a good year too. But because I am a snake, I'm only calling forth the snakes. It is time for us to be the ones that make this change, y'all. We walk into this year 2025. It is our year. Snake resonates with the number 9. And you know, if you're on your life path if you're on your life path 7, and you're walking to a year number 9, and your personal year is number 1, this is gonna be a year where you're gonna be called to do some things that you may be uncomfortable with, but it's gonna be for the better good of you, and the better good of your humanity, and the better good of involved in life that we don't have time to think. So, but I it may sound to some of y'all I'm doing a bunch of talking about nothing. I want everyone to understand. But those who understand what I'm saying, understand what I'm saying. I'm not sure if YouTube is going to let this replay with all of its
Some things we're not going to be ready for, but know that this smart
videos that I put in here, I'm not sure if it's going to go across YouTube's guidelines, because sometimes they don't want to know too much. You know, especially if they don't want certain people to expose it. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. You know, we already are walking through the year of where we're going to see more robots.
Until next time,
everything around us is changing. Okay, the United States is trying to own the weather by 2025.
Have a nice day.
And you see all of this stuff happening right now. I mean, you have to make it make sense. And I'm here to help you make it make sense.
Congratulations.
But the thing that I want to carry further into this is that people are, okay, let me take it back. I am aware that I am ahead of my time. And for some of you who are just now watching me, you don't know a lot about my past. This page was nothing but tarot at one time. I did nothing but tarot on this page. So I left that because I wanted to venture up into no more. So I'm quite sure I know that I am ahead of my time. I'm very aware of that. I am very aware that I am ahead of my time. But I want people to realize this, okay? We are going into a transhumanist era. Like, the robots are here. Everything else around us is upgrading. What do you think smart this is going to help us do? If we inhale it, if it gets on our hairs, if it's in the fog, if it's in the snow, if it's in the rain, it's slowly but surely allowing us to become robots, transhumans. Now, it's on a small scale, but over time, the Internet of Bodies, and all these things will become a part of our future. But the only way we can stop these things from becoming a part of our future, if we stand up and say, no, we won't go. If we make it known to the United States public, the United States government, that we are quite sure and aware of what they're doing with the smart dust and how it is making us sick, how it is a foreign object to our bodies, therefore our bodies will reject it, which is going to make us sick. But they've learned how to code it in so many different layers of coatings, so some people are able to ingest it through foods, from the air, from the water, and from certain other things, tissue, paper, especially when you're blowing your nose. Take that deep breath back in. You know, there's so many ways you can look at this, but I don't have much time on here because people's attention spans are short. So I'm just going to leave this here to y'all, and if y'all want more and y'all want me to dive deeper, just leave it over in the comments or leave it down in the comments, and y'all know I'm going to go in deep on it. But until then, my name is Goddess Elizabeth, and I will see y'all next time on Goddess with No Filter.